Oh, I'm James Jackson. Welcome to Real People, Real Voices.
And I'm Pastor Wayne Moore, co-host.
It's going to be a great show on today.
Yes, we have a major hitter coming in today.
Dr. Eugene White.
Yes, he's done great work in the city of Indianapolis. It's continued to do so at Martin University.
Yeah, he's the president there.
Yes, he is.
7 societal areas of influence.
He has one of them.
Education.
Yes.
He is at the top of that, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, he's doing a great job, and won't anybody say it but me. I think now we see that he should been able to maintain his career at IPS, but the Lord had something totally different, and so we're happy to have him today, and he's going to tell us what's going on in Martin. 40 years, I believe.
Yeah, 40-year anniversary coming up, so it's going to be a celebrated event.
Yeah.
A gala event, I should say.
Right, 40 years, yeah, and knowing Dr. White, it'll also be a fundraiser involved. So we want the community to know that as well.
And speaking of funds, we want to thank Attorney Nathaniel Lee and Fairman. If you need help, they can help you, for being one of our sponsors. Also, the Fervent Care Christian Academy.
And the Stewart Mortuary.
Yeah, they can help you too.
They can help you too in our bereavement. They do a fantastic job at that.
Subscribe to this show and others at the channel TV 40, YouTube. Also, like us on Facebook. We'd love for you to be one of our friends, and that way you can keep up with everything that's going on. So stay with us. We've got Dr. Eugene White, president of Martin University, joining us in just a little bit. We'll be back after this. Welcome back to Real People, Real Voices. I'm your host, James Jackson.
I'm your co-host, Pastor Wayne Moore.
And we're joined today by Dr. Eugene White, president of Martin University.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for being here.
Pleasure to be here.
Appreciate it. I was telling Dr. Moore there are 7 societal areas of influence. Education certainly is one of them. And you have served Indianapolis in such a great way. Time wouldn't permit us to talk about all of your achievements over your lifetime. Thank you for your service.
Well, thank you very much. They say if you have a passion and joy for what you do, you never have to go to work. And the Lord has given me the kind of passion for serving in education that makes it very enjoyable. So thank you very much.
So what are you most proud of since you've taken over the helm over at the university?
Well, first of all, when you follow a legendary person like Father Boniface Hardin, you're in high cotton anyway. But because he had retired several years before I got there, the university had gone through some changes and challenges. And so my most enjoyable point, I think, is to know that we've righted the ship and we have it going in the direction that I think he would have wanted it to go.
You said you had a 5-year plan. I do remember that.
Well, you know, I've been there now, Doc, 4 years, and initially that 5-year plan has evolved. But we made tremendous progress in terms of my initial plans, and then we have a 3-year strategic plan that ends in 2018, and we've done some great things with the strategic plan. And I think we will be probably extending some of the efforts in that strategic plan. But there are, you know, the more you do, the more you have to do.
Right.
The higher you climb, the more you have to climb. But the challenge is really enjoyable. And the great thing is that we're serving a population that really needs education, and they appreciate their education. And it's just a joy to be around that.
Yeah.
You know, I thought to me, it was always phenomenal to see you come from one district, go to another district, then take on the whole district.
Yeah.
I thought that was phenomenal. And I'll say this when others won't say it. I think that we tremendously have missed you in that ram.
Well, you know, I make no comments about what I did.
Yeah, I understand that. But to see a man take on 2 districts and then the whole district is phenomenal, which really speaks to your leadership. And now at a university, that really speaks to your leadership.
And there are different challenges at every level. I think I was telling Dennis Bland recently that I spent my first 19 years in Indiana working in education in Fort Wayne. And that's where I really grew up, because I went through the teaching and the coaching and then got into administration. As a matter of fact, I was the first high school African-American principal in the city of Fort Wayne.
Okay.
And so from that very beginning, there have always been opportunities and challenges. And the Lord just blessed me to, and I think He prepared me to take those opportunities and those challenges to try to make it better and make a mark that others who follow me will have an easier pathway than I've had.
Yeah.
And I think
that's true
I'm
leadership.
pleased about that. Yeah.
To leave it better than it was when you got there.
That's the motto I used to go by. If I can leave a place better than it was when I got there, then I've had success, and that's important.
And speaking of markers, Dr. White, the 40th anniversary coming up for the university. Talk to us about it.
Well, it's the 40th anniversary of Martin University. You know that it's very, very unique, because Martin University started with a dream and an idea. There was no money. You know, some universities, even HBCUs, started because of endowments by millionaires, Rockefeller and Getty and those people. Martin started because Father Boniface Hardin and Sister Jane Schilling had programs at Martin Center, the Sickle Cell Anemia program, race relation program, but they also had a GED program. And they would work with non-traditional older students and get them to pass the GED, and those students wanted to go to college. And so they attended the traditional schools like Indiana Central back then, and IUPUI and other schools, and they found that those places were not very invitational. And Father talked to the presidents of those universities, and they did a survey. And they found that those schools were not ready for the older students at that time. So Father and Sister, being praying people and full of faith, decided they're going to open their own school. No money, just prayer and faith. And in 1977, they expanded from the center to the school. And believe me, there have been challenging times along the way, but it would be almost impossible to do what they did.
Right.
You know, to start a school with no money and just the faith and hope and prayers and goodness of other people was a big leap. But they were God-fearing people and gave their lives to Christ. And so they believed it was their dream. And it's an honor for us to celebrate the reality of that dream and to perpetuate the legacy that they started. So that makes it a wonderful celebration to look back and say, how the song go, my soul look back and wonder how I got it over.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that's the case with us, but we're very joyful and excited about the anniversary.
Yeah, a lot of events planned.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. A lot of events.
So when we come back, we're going to talk about some of the things that are going to be happening at the university to celebrate, the Martin University, to celebrate 40 years of success. We also want to thank Attorney Nathaniel Lee and Fairman for being sponsors of this program, also the Fervent Care Christian Academy.
And the Stuart Marchaway.
Yeah, if you need help, those folks can help you.
And in various ways, they can get it done.
Yeah, stay with us. We'll be back after this. Welcome back to Real People, Real Voices. I'm your host, James Jackson.
I'm your co-host, Pastor Wayne Moore.
And we're joined by Dr. Eugene White, president of Martin University. All in, we were talking about all in for Martin University.
2017.
Right. Yes, that was one of the things we started. We had to, the university had never had an annual fundraising campaign. We had tremendous needs for scholarship, facility upkeep, etc. But we didn't have a way of seeking funds, so we started All In for Martin campaign several years ago, and we're in the middle of a 2017 campaign right now.
And for folks who might want to be a part of that, how would they do that?
It's very easy. They can go online and they can make contributions online to the university. They could give us their information online. We can get materials to them, but it's very easy to give to the campaign.
Yeah, easy is a key word.
Yeah. I also ran into an article, I believe it was, where if it's a young person or young lady would like to go to school, don't have the resources, there's something you're doing at Martin that people need to hear about.
Well, we have, as you know, Martin doesn't have an endowment foundation, and we try to work with young people, especially for young people who have problems like not getting their high school diploma or something. We have a partnership with Warren Township so they can get their high school equivalent degree. We also have a program called ATB, Ability to Benefit, for students who have had problems getting their degree, where we have special programs they can get into and progress through those programs to enter the university. Right now, that's part of the reason for the campaign. We're trying to generate more dollars so we can have more scholarships. Unlike Butler and IU and other places, we don't have dollars to offset the cost of tuition and the fees. And so we need more funds so that we can give merit scholarships and need support book scholarships. Right now, we have about $25,000 to $30,000 a year that we give in the form of different scholarships to students. And most of it will be helping the upper class students who have run short of money and they need a course or two to complete their degree, or they need books for fees, and we help those particular students. And we are seeking ways now to create more merit-based scholarships and expand our need-based scholarships. But when we talk to people face to face, we seem to get a lot of interest in supporting those students. And still, you got to understand, Martin is still unique. Even though all of the schools now welcome adults and older students, Martin has a special niche with older students, especially African American students. The average age of a student at Martin is about 37.8 years of age, and 66% female, 95% African American. And we would like to enhance that niche. We also would like to expand our population. Traditional students, meaning age 18 to 24, represent less than 15% of our population. We want to expand that population because we think we have something to help them. We'd like to also increase the number of Hispanic Latino students at the school. And so Martin is a unique place. I don't think that you will find another university like Martin University. And once students get there, the kind of culture and climate that we've created makes it like a family. We call it a haven of hope for students, and we do a lot. And I'm glad that Doc is here today, because Doc and the Ministerial Alliance and his group last year helped to give the university $20,000 that we started to use for scholarships and what have you. They also provided a fantastic week of preaching. I think that helped the university, Doc, tremendously. But It's just a unique blessing to have a place like Martin in the city to help our people. Unfortunately, we are doing more marketing now and what have you, but it's amazing the number of students and people who have no idea
That it exists.
that Martin exists.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's changed lives. We have all kind of graduates, many of them in the service areas of addiction counseling, social work, criminal justice, those type of things. But people have no idea that Martin is there. And that's partly on me and on us. We got to continue to work with that and be more visible because people, if you don't know what an asset is, you can't appreciate it, you won't use it, and it becomes less than what it should be.
Yeah.
And we don't want to be less. We want to be the best.
Right in the heart of the city.
Right in the heart of the city, Brightwood area.
Yeah.
Right there.
So
Brightwood area.
you can go to martin.edu now, martin.edu, start the enrollment process. Also, you can give something to help if you don't intend to enroll. You can also help some folk who are already there. Dr. White, tell us a little bit about the vision of Martin and why it's still relevant today.
It's still relevant because there are still so many people who have been compromised by life situations and pushed to the side, and they've always wanted to do better, or they've always wanted to get in a better job position, but they just never had the opportunity. The big thing with Martin, we are a private liberal arts university. We are a little more expensive than some of the public universities, but what you pay for is the individual attention, the nurturing, the mentoring, but more than that, you need to be around people who really take ownership for you and help you with your success. And Martin does a great job of that. It is still one of those places that have to demonstrate tough love at times, but everybody there knows why we're there. And we have some programs, our community psychology program at the master's level, and also our undergraduate psychology program are really programs that have direct impact on changing the quality of life in our community. But addiction counseling, which is a big deal now with opioids and all of that, that's a major that's going to get more popular. And Martin has a great program in addiction counseling. So people look at that and they want to change their lives and do better. Martin can give them that opportunity. And you go there without being ostracized or made fun of or ridiculed. So it's just a great place to learn because we want to be a community of learners.
Right.
And so we honor that and we respect each other. And I think that makes a big difference.
Outstanding, Dr. White. All the best to the university. And of course, on August 9th, the dinner is going to be taking place. Go to martin.edu now, start the enrollment process, or make a donation to help young folks
Is
out.
a donate button on that website?
Yeah, and there's PayPal there and all kind of people.
Any way you wanna do it.
Either way you want to do it. And even more than that, if you can't do that, call my office. We'll come out and get the money.
We'll be back after this.
Real people, real voices, keep it real.
Well, welcome back to Real People, Real Voices. I'm your host, James Jackson.
And I'm your co-host, Pastor Wayne Moore.
I'm Curtis Baker, Marketing Director.
What an exciting segment.
Oh my goodness, really excited. You know, Dr. White, I remember him from, you know, the Indianapolis Public Schools, Washington Township as superintendent, now with Martin University. Couldn't have a better president at that university at this point.
And he's going to make history with Martin. And it is
Absolutely.
making history. The reason why I know that, if you read his bio, he's been the first in a lot of different things.
Right, and I think that we need to appreciate brothers like that in our city. He's iconic. He's a man of stature, not only how he's built, but he has a mindset for that. And I think that when we look at what he's done for our city, in any district, has been phenomenal, and we need to appreciate that.
And Martin is doing an extraordinary job of providing a quality education.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And you know, you spoke of first.
Right.
You know, there's always there was a first man on the moon. You know, there was a first person who created cakes. Right? You say, where am I going with this?
Yeah.
You know what? You guys probably forgot, but this is your 1-year anniversary for Real People, Real Voices. Did you know that?
Already?
All right.
Time is
We've been
fun.
having a great time.
Time is fun. And so I was trying to do a segue with a cake. And I do have a cake here for Real People, Real Voices.
And it's got our pictures on it.
And it's got your pictures on
I
it.
wish we could tilt that.
I don't know if we can get that on.
Curtis, don't you do it.
I'm afraid that I will tear it up.
Well, it would certainly be the most watched
Can you see? Yeah, there you go.
segment on YouTube if you were to drop
see-
it, or if I were to drop it. That's
1
nice,
year
isn't it?
1 year.
anniversary. And we had Dr. White on here with us.
Dr. White.
That's great. That's great.
Yeah.
That's great.
You all
1
see
year
that?
anniversary.
It's pretty cool.
Look at that.
Yeah, look at that. You know what the problem is, though?
What's that?
I have the same suit on.
I didn't recognize that. And you know what the
Nobody knew
problem
that.
is? Don't let the cake fall.
Nobody. Actually, we shot that today.
That's amazing. Thank you, Brother Baker.
Well,
1 year ago.
1 year
One
ago
year
we started this.
But you know, when we were, I remember we sat down. We were at a restaurant.
Right.
You guys paid for it, and thank you. And we sat down. We talked about, you know, how the show could be, and you guys had this vision. And I sat back and said, you know what, I think it could really work. And we've gone through all these shows up until this point. Each time we've done these, you guys have gotten much polished.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
And it's great, the reception out there in the community. Everywhere we go, people know about the show. It has really helped us here at TV 40 to get more involved in the community. So we were blessed to have you guys as hosts of Real People, Real Voices.
And
bring
I
the
think
show.
it's phenomenal for TV 40 to be a greater blessing to the community. I mean, we've got some things coming up that are going to be phenomenal.
Yeah.
It's going to be a first.
Gonna be a first.
It's going to be phenomenal. So we ought to be grateful for that.
And certainly want to thank you, Curtis, and
Yes, we do.
TV 40 for all the support.
Yes.
And certainly for those of you who are watching every week on Sundays at 5:30, Wednesdays at 11 o'clock p.m., tuning in to support us. We really appreciate it. Got a lot of new Facebook prints.
Yes, and let's not forget the crew, the behind-the-scenes people.
Yeah, we gotta give
Yeah,
them
we
a
need
hand.
to give them a hand.
They're going to get some of this cake too.
Yes, yeah,
They've
and
been
they do
waiting.
a great job setting up, moving us around, doing whatever. And just thank the management as well for giving us a chance to do this.
Yeah. So, God bless you.
Thank you.
And God
Yeah.
bless TV 40.
Much more to come.
And
Yeah.
you know what? Like us on Facebook. Love us on Facebook. I love when you say that.
And we'll see you all next time.